Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a best of 3 between ShoWTimE and uThermal from a group stage best of 3 they had back in Katowice 2017. And let's go ahead and introduce these players. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is ShoWTimE from Arma Team in the nation of Germany. On the left side of the map, from Team Liquid, is the blue Terran player. It is uThermal. He is Dutch. He is uThermal, and he's a very solid Terran player, as is ShoWTimE. We've had ShoWTimE versus uThermal. Wow, I want to say at least 10 or 15 times on the channel over the last couple of years. They've been just really going back and forth. These top European players really do play each other a lot in different tournaments. So they know each other very well. They know each other's tendencies. Somebody might try to throw a wrinkle into this matchup, but for the most part, I don't expect to see anything too nuts, but it should be just some really, really high-level best-of situation stuff, which is what Sundays are for. They're for that and for like high-level compilations as well. So, racks first here out of uThermal, and we have a refinery at the same time. We are probe scouting from ShoWTimE. Really not much to see here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Anyway, oh, and again, I just want to throw a big old special thanks out to the guy with the Blizzard.com address who fixed my replay interface so I can do this stuff. Right? This stuff is nice. It's nice to keep track of things. It allows you guys to more easily understand what's going on when you're watching something. The probe does try to kill the SCV, but can't do it before finishing the barracks. I probably could have killed that SCV if the probe hadn't been so all fired and excited about coming down to scout first, which is interesting. Interesting decision there. Out of ShoWTimE. So a Reaper's on the way, and we do have a Reaper name, Shrek. And the person who submitted this name wants me to sing, "Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed." All right, so that is Shrek. The song All-Star by Smash Mouth from the movie Shrek. And I read somewhere that Smash Mouth intentionally created that movie to be a commercial success, which means played in actual commercials, played in movies, played on TV shows, and I think they hit their goal. All right, so Shrek is looking around for proxy pylons and proxy stargates and proxy gateways and all the sorts of stuff that Protoss can proxy because they are so sneaky. Adept coming out for ShoWTimE, no surprise there, and a Stargate. Stargate opening here out of ShoWTimE. Not really an opening, but that's what he can do with the interesting tech that is available, because they have to get a gateway. That's really nothing too crazy, but the first thing he did that was interesting was a Stargate there. Starport on the way from uThermal, getting Widow Mines out of the factory as well and increasing his Marine count. So this Reaper dude's actually playing defense. A defensive Reaper, which, man, how do you get kills if you just play defense? It's really hard, as it turns out. What you want to do is kill probes, and probes don't come to attack you most of the time. If they did come to attack you, yes, a Reaper at home would be an amazing idea. But Phoenix count has begun out of ShoWTimE. This could be a Phoenix Adept play out of ShoWTimE here in game number 1. Is uThermal ready for this? He better be. We see this a lot, man. Shrek trying to hop up here, getting 2 shots, getting a third. Oh, yes, Adept takes down Shrek. Oh, Shrek. Okay, so I've seen Shrek, and it's a pretty good movie. I don't own it or anything, though. I don't think my kids have actually ever seen it, as it did come out before they were born, but regardless, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. I don't know why they have as many Shrek movies as they do. I don't think I ever saw anything past the first one, really. But they keep making money, so who am I? Who am I to argue with the movie buying public? Phoenix, yeah, continuing to make those Phoenix. Got one patrolling here outside of the main base, in just in case any drops decide to come this way. And you know what? Drops might decide to come this way. As again, we have the Starport, but it did make a Viking instead of a Medevac, interestingly enough. Another barracks on the way. Factory is now getting a tech lab, possibly for tanks. Phoenix saying, "Where's that drop? There should be a drop coming. Where's your drop, uThermal? You're disappointing me." Is what you're doing here. He's not doing anything with the Starport. This Viking is waiting for stuff to come, waiting for an Oracle, I have to assume, to come here. Where'd that Widow Mine end up going? Did he cancel that Widow Mine? He didn't. That's right. One in his main mineral line and one in his... There we go, in his natural mineral line as well. So hard to see sometimes, those little tiny Widow Mines. Tiny baby Widow Mines. Viking heads out and says, "All right, well, if you're not going to come kill me, then I'll see if I can find stuff of yours to kill." I suppose. The Phoenix, they pass each other in the night. I don't know if they saw each other there. The Phoenix going bottom right to bottom left with kind of the same idea. Viking decides to come on back home. Phoenix flying in. The Marines get some nice shots off, as a Medevac does pop out from uThermal. Problem is, you can't drop while there are Phoenix out in this dead airspace area. Just not going to happen. ShoWTimE's done a good job making sure nothing's going to come drop him in his main base for quite a while. You need a lot of Vikings, or, I mean, what do you do to deal with Phoenix air-to-air? Liberators? Liberators pretty good if you want to clear a lot of Phoenix out, but small Marine group here in the natural base does all get picked off by the Phoenix. Nicely done. Free Marines for everyone. Getting some SCVs here as well. Did that Widowmine fire, or did he move it? Hang on. Oh, he put the Widowmines inside the medevac. Oh, he's moving out with them. He could have saved those 2 SCVs if the Widowmine was still there, but no. Free Marine here in the middle of the map. Kerblunk. Kerblunk. The Viking actually did land inside the main mineral line of ShoWTimE and kill a couple probes. Again, extra damage versus armored. What this is all about. Trying to drop inside the natural, getting shoved away by Photon Overcharge and by Adepts. Viking has 6 kills. Killed 6 probes. Just with a single Viking. That is so dang efficient. Incredibly efficient here. Widowmines burrowing themselves between the second base and the third base of ShoWTimE, which he has put up here north of his natural base. Widowmine took a shot. Something else took a shot there. What was it? Nothing that got killed. That's for sure. So Widowmine drop by uThermal, not that great so far. Hasn't been able to do a Marine drop so far either. He has killed 6 probes, but that's it. That's all he's been able to kill thus far in this game. Could be interesting. Third base on the way from uThermal to the right of his natural, not to the north of his natural. And the Widowmines do get picked up and murdered thanks to the help from the Observer. All right, thank you, Mr. Observer, for all your assistance in this endeavor. A medevac was trying to come out possibly to save those Widowmines, but instead going to come back to join the rest of the group, which is a bunch of Marines, about 25 Marines on the field right now, 2 Widowmines and 3 medevacs. So here they come, marching right across the map, right across the middle, not trying to hide anything. ShoWTimE sees it with the Observer that has been doing so well for Protoss today. And the Phoenix Adept is here. So here's our play right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix Adept. Widowmines burrowed at the front. There's a scan to see what's up, and the answer is Phoenix Adept. So right now we're looking at a total of 12 Adepts and 7 Phoenix versus 32 Marines. No Marauders at all, but 6 Widowmines. 6 Widowmines is a good way to handle this. If you can get the Adept to walk on top of all these Widowmines and get fired upon with that splash damage, you're going to be A-okay. Widowmines are going to fire. No, lifted and killed by ShoWTimE. Oh, beautiful play there now. Adepts with this beautiful concave. The Marines not holding their own. The Widowmines getting murdered before they can do anything. And ShoWTimE won that battle, I mean, pretty much with his eyes closed there. Some Marines and Widowmines dropping inside the main, though, for uThermal. A little bit more success for these guys than the ones at the front door. Adepts trying to come in. Widowmines do get some hits off on the Adepts there before they're murdered. Phoenix finishing those dudes off at the same time and trying to get out of here are these medevacs. They do manage to escape to the left side, this left base from ShoWTimE's base where they can land and fire. Can't fire from inside the medevacs, which has just got to be a huge design flaw, man. If you've got stuff that's going to be on the battlefield and it's flying and has no way to defend itself whatsoever, I just feel like I wouldn't get into that thing if I was a Marine. It's basically a flying coffin is what it is. ShoWTimE moving out with a big group of Adepts here. It's about 22 Adepts moving out across the field. We've got Marines and Widowmines. Liberators have entered the production tab out of ShoWTimE, or uThermal here. Marines and a Widowmine here at the main base of ShoWTimE. Photon Overcharge doing fairly well, but the pylon is now dead. Adepts, Phoenix, you're getting targeted down by the Marines, but there are only a few Marines left and a single Widowmine with 2 kills. Adepts, meanwhile, going into this third base of uThermal, killing a lot of these SCVs, up to 4 kills already. We'll make it 7. We will make it 7, and we will make it 8. Warping and reinforcement of the front line as well. The third base for uThermal is completely dead right now. Marines coming into the third base of ShoWTimE, though. This could turn into a bit of a base race. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Adepts, there's really nothing to save all these SCVs in the natural base of uThermal. At the same time, ShoWTimE's base is completely dead, but he's not losing his probes, which is kind of a big deal right now. 21 SCVs have been killed. It's 47 to 59 harvesters. ShoWTimE has a lead. I keep trying to say ShoWThermal for some reason. I don't know what it is. Adepts are going to get this orbital command. It's not going to be lifted and saved. What is happening? Liberator setting up shop, trying to defend what is left over here. Lifting the orbital command, but it had 2 HP left, and now it's dead. And now it's dead. So we're looking at effectively 1 base for uThermal right now, which is not where you want to be as a Terran player. Marines waltzing into this natural base of ShoWTimE, but a lot of Adepts are coming home. There are 3 Widowmines here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for our blue Terran player. Adepts Psionic transferring over. Will they finish this transfer? No, not with Widowmines. Not with Widowmines on the ground. Where is your Observer? Where is your Observer, ShoWTimE? He has 3 of them. There's got to be one nearby here somewhere. Adepts just severely outnumbering these Marines, though. I think they're all dead. Forced to pick up and retreat there. Another big drop coming from uThermal. He's kind of trying to re-expand. He's long-distance mining from his main base, which is very nice. Adepts, what? Ooh, they got him. They got the Widow Mines. Trying to drop here at the natural base. Oh, photon overcharge. Taking out the Marines, taking out the medevacs. This drop is ill-fated. Absolutely, for sure. This might be a last gasp out of uThermal. 57 to 36 total harvesters. It is 2 bases. Effectively going to be 3 here for ShoWTimE very, very soon. But Marines, Widow Mines dropping, Liberators trying to hold their own. Stalkers trying to get in here at the same time. Everything on the ground is dead. Can the Stalkers clear out the Liberators? And yes, they can. Yes, they can. More Marine droppage back here at the natural base of ShoWTimE. Couple Adepts come in, and the Marines exit their mortal coil. Coming back on, swooping on into the main base here is uThermal. And there is a photon overcharge available. Not yet. 8, 9, and the Mothership Core has 4 hit points and enough for a photon overcharge, but there it is. Throwing it out there, getting a couple hits off, but again, a little bit too late is the problem. Adepts making sure this drop doesn't do anything. This game has been absolutely insane for the last couple of minutes now. ShoWTimE's third base is on its way. uThermal has landed an orbital command at his natural base, so he's mining right now with the assistance of mules. His income is about 3 times that of ShoWTimE. Marines going after these probes. Can they get them? No. Not so well. Mothership Core not in the picture right now. Widowmine does fire, gets 3 kills, and uThermal decides it might be time to head on out. But Stalker Adept is here. Marines, Marauders to defend, as well as Liberators. This is actually turning into a pretty darn close battle. What is left here? The Stalkers are getting taken down and obliterated by the Marines, and the Marauders here. They're all gone. The Liberators have free reign to kill all the Adepts on the ground right now. Marines are dropping at the third base of ShoWTimE to knock it down as well. Can they get it? Stalkers really need to get rid of these medevacs, and they're doing fairly well. They got 1. Couldn't quite get the other one. And how is uThermal still alive here? I guess the answer is if you don't kill a Terran all the way, he not dead yet. Dropping at the natural base, killing 4 probes. He has now killed 18 probes. Has lost 46 SCVs, which makes him not very happy. Not a very happy camper here. Putting his SCVs back to work here at his natural base. Finally has drops outside of the main base on the left side and the right side. Not sure if he's planning on using those or what, but he is coming in with more Marines and more Marauders and more Liberators. He's just not going to stop. He is not going to end this. Stalkers do pick off this medevac on the left side. The right side drop does go to the natural base. He's going to pick off some more of these probes. We are losing probes so fast right now as ShoWTimE. Marines, Marauders coming into this third base of ShoWTimE. Going to take it down before it actually mined a single anything. Okay, it's mined some things. It mined something, but it's dead now, is what it is. So we got Stalkers mixed in for ShoWTimE. It's not just pure Adept Phoenix here, and I don't know, man. Walking into this for ShoWTimE. A lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders trying to blink through, trying to stay alive, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Stalker count is falling so dang quickly. There's not much left here for uThermal, but it's enough to chase away a very injured Stalker and a full health Stalker. No concussive shell, which means the Stalker does manage to leave as it's being hit by a Marauder there. Phoenix trying to get rid of these Liberators, and I don't know. Stalkers pick off 1 that's very, very injured. And it's 24 to 41 Harvesters, so ShoWTimE still has a lead. He still has his natural base, which is fantastic, but landing a third base now is uThermal. Moving it from his main allows him to get that up very, very quickly. Indeed, Stalkers trying to harass more, but another group of Marines and Marauders are there, and that's it. A good game out of ShoWTimE. Oh, ShoWTimE is defeated and uThermal is victorious. Oh, that was a good one. That was a really, really good game there. We're going to give uThermal the one on the game counter, and we'll move on in here to game number 2 in just a second. Welcome back to this best of 3 between uThermal and ShoWTimE from Katowice 2017. And here we are for game number 2 in Proxima Station, the Ladder Edition. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is uThermal. Again, winning game number 1. And a weird, I almost want to call it an Adept Phoenix play by ShoWTimE, but he transitioned nicely into Stalkers. And uThermal showed up with Liberators, and it kind of was in this weird place for a couple of minutes, and then uThermal just kind of pulled it out. It was close, though. It was close. He ended up losing 46 plus SCVs and still pulled out the victory because Terran And in the top right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is a ShoWTimE. So we'll see if he goes for Adept Phoenix again. I'm not a huge fan of the strategy being as prevalent as it can be. But again, how it didn't work in Game 1, I'm hoping he will try something different here. Protoss to me is carriers and Storm and Archons and just big, strong units doing splash damage to the Terran army that may be more numerous but is also more squishy. Right? That's how this works in the lore. Protoss units are big and strong and have been around for a long time with high powers, and Terran they're plucky, man. They'll fight to the death. They'll fight hard. There are a lot of them, but they are not as protected and not as powerful hitting as the Protoss are in general. Obviously, there are some exceptions to that, nukes being one of those. I have to assume Protoss don't have nukes just because they're morally opposed to them more than anything else. Like, they have the ability to create nuclear explosions, and they just don't because they understand how bad that is for the environment. All right, so coming on in here is our Reaper friend, a new Reaper. His name is Warlock. He is the new king of Arena. I don't know what that means. I don't know what Warlock, unless Warlock like Hearthstone Warlock and Arena, like Hearthstone Arena. That's the only connections I can make. But if somebody knows, let me know in the comments. I like having these backstories explained sometimes. So, regardless, Warlock is moving out across the map, trying to see what he can see. Again, checking for those proxy pylons. ShoWTimE is sneaky, but not in games 1 or 2, not quite yet. Hasn't been sneaky yet, although he does have a probe. He does have a probe here, hiding in a place that uThermal will never scout. This is what would be like uThermal's 5th base, or 6th base even, up here, and it's not really on the way to anything else, so he's going to be able to hide some stuff up there. We'll see. We'll see if uThermal is ready for it or not. Double Assimilator out of ShoWTimE has his expansion up and running and making probes as well. First Adept is out for defense against the Reaper, who again is just hanging out, dude. uThermal's Reapers do not want to do anything. Probe doesn't build a single pylon where he was hiding and instead comes down to what exactly? Get killed by this Reaper for one. All right, Warlock says the probes come to me. What a great game this is. He was trying to throw down pylons, I think. Oh, okay. That's why uThermal's doing this. Because of that whole throw down pylons at the bottom of the ramp, and then Mothership Core shows up and Photon overcharges them, and then everybody hates their lives. Yes, okay. Understandable what the Reaper was protecting against, and he did it. He did it exactly what he was supposed to do, and it was beautiful. Reaper Warlock here. Mothership Core trying to harass as is, but whoa. Combination Widowmine and Marines take her down. Wow, she dead. So at this point, ShoWTimE has lost a probe and a Mothership Core, which is bad news. Warlock tried to hop up and get some more kills. Couldn't quite pull it off. Got those combat drugs healing him back on up, patrolling back and forth. Probably trying, I don't know, trying to kill the probe that is going to make the 3rd base for ShoWTimE whenever that happens. That could be for a couple minutes, dude. You might be waiting for a while. Robotics facility on the way for ShoWTimE now. Making an additional gateway for those production units. Making Phoenix. Doesn't like Oracles all that much, considering there is a Viking out, considering there are also Widowmines out as well. Oracles just kind of have a hard time in that situation. Does the Viking... Okay, the Viking little logo on the top here. Does that lift up when the Viking moves? Is that what I saw? I think it was. I think that's exactly what that was. Alright, regardless, Barracks Starport in construction right now. A lot of things underway for uThermal. Got himself a natural base as well. Got a Widowmine defending that at the exact same time. And just kind of patrolling around is ShoWTimE, trying to see, is there a drop coming? Is there anything I have to worry about? The answer is no. Not really. Just now making the starport onto the reactor at 4 and 45 minutes. He's delays this drop in order to make a Viking, in order to make a Widowmine, in order to protect against the things that ShoWTimE is doing. So it's very much a chess match right now. Warlock again trying to get some more kills. Has he succeeded? No, he has not succeeded. Adept has to kill his own or her own pylon in order to get out, which is actually kind of interesting. Warlock, go. KD8 charge, trying to knock that Adept away out of range. And Warlock does get the scout off. Yes. Nicely done, Warlock. Probe's trying to kill him as well, but no, he's still alive. He does see the target. He sees the robotics facility. He gets a perfect scout right before he dies of everything that ShoWTimE is doing. Nicely done, Warlock. You got a single probe kill that walked right up to your front door, knocked and said, please murder me. But you also did see the robotics facility, which is nice. And the robotics bay. And the robotics bay. Oh, ShoWTimE, you got scouted. You tried to stop it. You tried to stop it so hard, but no. Nope, Warlock was just too strong. Too strong. Extended thermal lance. We're seeing Colossus, ladies and gentlemen. Colossus under production for ShoWTimE right now. uThermal needs to start making Vikings, man. I don't know that you need medevacs at this point in time. Medevacs don't seem to be what you should be super interested in. Getting stim, getting combat shield, maybe going for the drop before the Colossus count gets higher than 1. Or even higher than 0. Yeah, he's moving out, man. He's not going for a third base. ShoWTimE has himself a third base. Just about done here. 50% complete. Got ourselves double pylon up for Photon Overcharge. Got a Zealot. Got a couple Adepts. 3 Adepts and a Sentry holding this front line against a lot of stuff from uThermal. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of Marines on the ground right now. 24 Marines, 3 Medevacs, 6 Widow Mines, a Viking. And not actually worrying about these Colossus. He's trying to kill ShoWTimE before that's a problem. Observer coming into the main base of uThermal does end up seeing really nothing of interest at all. So here we go. Viking in the sky. Single Colossus is out. A lot of Marines here. Widow Mines are burrowed. Force field's good in this situation. Warping the additional Stalkers. Extended Thermal Lance needs to finish extremely soon. It's about 15 seconds away. I think uThermal might give ShoWTimE enough time to finish that upgrade. Marines coming in, picking off those probes. Yeah, probes need to retreat. That angle is just too good for the Protoss player. And Marines almost picked off that pylon, but couldn't quite do it. It was under construction. But it is going to finish there. Colossus getting in with that extended thermal lance here. Moving for it is uThermal. It's just Colossus are so good against Marines. Widow Mine does fire in a single Zealot. No big stinking deal. I don't think anybody cares about that one. ShoWTimE is absolutely doing pretty well here. Can't pick off the Widow Mines from distance. A Marine wanders in. Gets destroyed. A little bit of bad control there from uThermal. Again, the 2 Colossus now looking really bad for uThermal. Widow Mines getting burned out of the ground without hitting anything whatsoever. Trying to sneak back in here and drop at the 3rd. Nope, not going to allow that. ShoWTimE bringing his army back just a little bit here. Constructing his 3rd base now is uThermal. His observer, or ShoWTimE's observer, is picked off. As it turns out, Phoenix are out for ShoWTimE. Trying to kill those uThermal medevacs if they can, but no. Not quite as easy when there are Marines on the ground shooting you at the same time. So, I don't know, man. Do you want to... He looks like he's stopped at Colossus to number 2. Maybe trying to get uThermal to make Vikings. He is making Vikings and then switching it to something else. Seems like something ShoWTimE would do in this situation. The backdoor rocks are getting destroyed here for ShoWTimE. I don't know if you like this. I don't like this very much when I see this happening to me. But he does have a Colossus, and he's got... Actually, so he does have 3. He does have 3. He's making another one. Okay, he hasn't stopped. He just paused there temporarily. So the Marines are knocking this thing down. There's a Colossus on the high ground, some Adepts, and a couple Stalkers. I like this. I like the composition against a Marine Medevac Widow Mine composition of uThermals, and it looks like he might just be heading home right now. He's pulling back. He's pulling back for defense. He's making so many Vikings, which is exactly what you have to do when your opponent is going Colossus. Widow Mine does fire, killing a unit, possibly a Stalker there, maybe an Adept. Maybe an Adept at this back door of ShoWTimE. And is he moving out? ShoWTimE moving out? You might want to move out before that Viking count gets too high, but there are already 8 of them, which is pretty high, as it turns out. +1 attack is done for ShoWTimE's ground units. +1/+1 down for the ground units of uThermal. And nothing for the air stuff quite yet. Not really a priority. An armory is on the way, but not quite being used to this point. Widow Mine does fire. Has a single kill. And pulling back here is the ShoWTimE. So these guys trying to make this thing happen. uThermal again planning on being the aggressor, not letting ShoWTimE come to his front door. Not what you want to do here. Marines going after this assimilator of ShoWTimE's. Photon Overcharge is up. Not hitting anything whatsoever. You're going to wait this thing out. Is uThermal. Stalkers get a single shot off. This assimilator is going to die. ShoWTimE pretty much giving that one up there. Colossus trying to hit the everything on the ground here. Vikings trying to hit the Colossus of their own. Here we go. Phoenix and Stalkers trying to focus down those Vikings so the Colossus can do what they can, but the Colossus count is down to 2, 3, down to 1 now, but actually winning that battle. The Vikings getting taken down hardcore by these Phoenix and the Stalker. ShoWTimE wins it. It is 162 to 135. If ShoWTimE can win this thing, we're going to move on to a game number 3, but there's no guarantee of that. He's got a 4th base on the way now at this gold on his side of the map. Stalkers, Adepts, moving on out as fast as they can. There really is no variable speed for moving on these guys. Coming to the third base of uThermal. It's 174 to 151 total supply here. Got a disruptor for ShoWTimE as well. I think that's it. The third base is going to be gone for uThermal. The army is out of position. uThermal's army is going to attack the third base of ShoWTimE's here. But the third base from uThermal is dead long before at this point in time. Disruptor. Can it get a disruptor hit? Photon overcharge is up. The pylon dies. Disruptor does get focused down and killed. Adepts trying to fight. The probes trying to fight on their own at the same time. Phoenix trying to kill these medevacs. We're going to base race this thing. ShoWTimE's going to base race a Terran, you guys. He is going base race a Terran. Coming right up this ramp. Purification Nova does catch a Widow Mine right about there. Fourth base for ShoWTimE is gone. He lost that goal, but he's coming back home now. So he's got 2 bases for uThermal. If he can save his own third base, and I think he's probably going to be able to do it, he's going to be in a very good spot for the remainder of this game. Another medevac picked off. Stalkers want to kill them so bad. Already have two of those kills. Not worried about the Marines on the ground as much as they want to kill this healing potential. And they do end up getting it here. So dropping inside the main base is uThermal. Photon overcharge is up. Adepts coming in at the same time. Phoenix trying to make sure these units don't have a ride home. And one more dies. There's a single medevac remaining here. I don't know what uThermal has left in the tank. Ladies and gentlemen, Blinkstalkers on top of these Marauders, lifting the Marauders to murder them from the skies. It is 134 to 179 total supply. ShoWTimE is up. It is 3 base to 3 base. Long distance mining is uThermal from his defunct third base now, where he doesn't even have an orbital command, period, right now. So 2 Colossus, 2 kills, and 5 kills each. Very Marine heavy. More Marauders than he used to have, though, is uThermal. Let it not be said. Let it not be said. This guy doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to dealing with... Wow. That sentence just died. That sentence just died. My phone buzzed and I lost it. All right. Here we go. Stalkers, Adepts, Colossus, straight up battle. Oh, and that's a good game out of uThermal. uThermal is defeated, and ShoWTimE is your victor today. Well done indeed to ShoWTimE, tying the series up 1-1. Wait. Is that 1-1? Shoot, or 1-1? No, shoot. There it is. 1-1. Trying to do it one-handed. You need 2 hands in order to pull that off. This Widow Mine has actually been sitting here for a while on the natural base of ShoWTimE, and it's 2 kills. 2 kills to show for all of his hard work. Yeah, just not enough on the ground. Not enough Vikings. 2 Vikings versus 2 Colossus. Not great. Stalker count was 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 of those with +2, +1 compared to the +1 on the ground for uThermal. Yeah, a couple Liberators here. Well, 1 Liberator, just not enough. ShoWTimE wins this battle, marches down, finishes off these SCVs, and that's going to be all she wrote. So see what I mean? I like this. I like Colossus. I like Disruptor. I like things beyond Phoenix Adapt. Let's branch out, Protoss. Let's show the pure sheer power of the Protoss race. Okay, that's it for game number 2. Coming into the clinching, game number 3 will be Falcon Paladin in just a second. Welcome back to the rubber match of this best of 3 between ShoWTimE and uThermal. Game 3, the all-important Game 3, will be on Honor Grounds, the Ladder Edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is uThermal. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is ShoWTimE. These deciding matches can turn out to be a little more cautious than the first matches in a series. Just because this is it, man. This is win or go home for both of these players. Nobody wants to overextend. Nobody wants to go all in and get shut down and lose that way. That's just such an embarrassing way to die. It really is. How often does that happen, do you think? How often... Of all the StarCraft I've ever watched, all the series I've ever seen from StarCraft 2, it just seems very rare for someone to be like, all right, this is it. This is do or die. This is win big or go home. I'm going 12 pool. Or I'm going to proxy gateway. Or I'm going to DT rush. Like, you just don't see it. You don't see these guys do that. It's like, all right, macro game. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's see what we can do in the macro style. Try to keep expansions. Try to win small battles instead of winning one big one. And then kind of wear my opponent down. Is how it's going to work. Plus, it's a 4-player map. That just kind of brings the best of macro out of people. Scouting the top left is ShoWTimE. Can't find uThermal there. We'll now scout the top right. So he, luckily found his opponent before the last option, which is good news. Also, Honor Grounds has this really safe expansion. It's just... Yeah, everything about this map is really about two-base play. I mean, to one-base it just makes no sense whatsoever. When you have a safe expansion, when it's a 4-player map, you can't find your opponent anyway. Can't find him anyways. It's just bad news. Marine here, going to try to kill... Oh, lifting the supply depot, making the probe go around it. But no, the probe is faster than the Marine. Does take some shots, but is definitely still alive. Ooh, took a shot there unnecessarily. Good angle out of uThermal, actually. Does manage to see the expansion. Good news. Good. That's pretty much the best scouting you could ask for, Mr. Pro. Well done. Well done for Ire. You're going to die, but you might come back as like a zealot or something. I don't know. Is that how that works? Is that how the reincarnation works in StarCraft 2? Because zealots come back as dragoons, right? That's totally a thing that happens. So why can't probes be reincarnated as zealots? That's what I think. Especially scouting probes, the ones that are brave, right? The ones with bravery in their hearts to do a good job and scout the opposing Terran extremely well. They're the ones that should come back as zealots. And I know zealots aren't used that much in Legacy of the Void, but only the bravest warriors are made into zealots, and that's what I like to think. We do have a Stargate opening, again, out of ShoWTimE. I think it's been... Has it been Stargate the whole time? I think it's been Stargate the entire series. Well, I mean, there's been robotics facilities, obviously, in Game 2. That was the thing, but... Ooh, losing that SCV that was trying to scout there from uThermal. But at this, he's had Phoenix in every single one of these matchups, which makes sense. Against Terran, if you can kill their medevacs, you're in a good spot. And so ShoWTimE's going to try to kill medevacs, and uThermal's going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's going to be a major underlying effort here. Holy smokes, it's an Oracle. It's an Oracle from ShoWTimE. This Oracle's name is Zool. Ah, here we go. This person wants me... Why are we singing so much today? If there's something strange in your neighborhood. Nope. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters! Alright, so this is Zool. Zool is from the Ghostbusters movie, as the previous Keymaster reference was. If you missed that one from a cast earlier this week, there's a Keymaster reference, and I didn't say what it was from, and a lot of people said it was from Ghostbusters. So nice job, guys. Nice job figuring that stuff out. So, alright, so Zool here. Zool here is going to fly out. Where is she? There she is. Zool's moving on out to try to see what she can do. In fairness, the person wanted me to sing the entire Ghostbusters song, and I just don't have time. I don't got time for that, but I will sing the first couple lines for sure. So moving in is the Oracle, while a drop is moving out at the same time for uThermal. See that on the minimap? Little blue thing going across there right about now. There's really nothing here to stop this. There's no Oracle at all. There's a couple Marines. Dude, so worried about Widow Mines, though. So worried about Widow Mines. Doesn't even go for it. Dude, Zool, get in there and kick trash. You could do it. You could see the line. You could see the line from the Widow Mine before it kills you. This is amazing. Is there really not a Widow Mine here? There's not a Widow Mine. Oh, there's a Widow Mine here. Dang it, there was a Widow Mine there. Where was it, though? Did it just pop out? It might have just popped out. I'm so confused. Anyway, Marines are going after this third base of ShoWTimE. He's trying to throw down. And then getting out, as there are Phoenix, right? The Phoenix are the bane of the medevac's existence. Then unloading the Marines in a place where they can't get hit by ground units because they just flew over some rocks. uThermal's positioning is so good. Was there a Widow Mine there the whole time, you guys? I don't know. I want to say there wasn't. I want to go back and look, but whatever. At this point, it doesn't really matter in the long run of things. The grand scheme of things, and in the long run. Zool coming in here, the natural base of uThermal. Okay, seriously, is there a... Nope. There is not... No, there is no Widow Mine here. Okay, so Zool doing a great job. Already has 8 kills. Oh, out of energy, though. Bummer. Got a Marine Widow Mine attack here against all of these Adepts and all of these Phoenix. Widow Mine does fire on the Phoenix. Ooh, killing an Adept there as well, but not enough. That one did kill an Adept. That was a pretty big hit there. But you know what? That's all the Widow Mines that there are. Go for it. Go for it. ShoWTimE against a Marine Medevac composition. You are golden with Adept Phoenix. This is exactly what you want. Hope a Liberator showed up. Never mind. This got a lot harder. Instantly grew much, much more difficult for the Rotos player. Trying to come on in, kill these... trying to kill the Widow Mines before they can reposition themselves. This is a pretty intense little attack here. Out of uThermal. Where did our Zool go? Oh, Zool is here. Getting hit by some Marines. This third base under direct fire. Once again, it might be time to go for it. Might be time to go for it here. Adept's gonna get in the circle. No, canceling it. Oh, he's abandoning the third. ShoWTimE abandons the third under great pressure from uThermal. And there it is. The third base under construction by uThermal. He's pretty happy about killing his opponent's third, while his third is happily safe for the time being. Zool going back in, man. 8 kills. What is there's still not a Widow Mine here? Holy smokes! The natural base of uThermal still doesn't have a Widow Mine. So Zool, you can chew up some more if you want. Doop, doop, jump, chomp, chomp, chomp. This might be the most successful Oracle of all time, just because uThermal has shown no interest in protecting his SCVs in this game. Yeah, it's 17 kills. I think all of these are SCVs coming in, and still no Widow Mines in the main mineral line either. Holy smokes! 24 kills on that Oracle. 25 SCVs have been killed, so all of those are SCV kills. That's Hall of Fame. Zool is in the Oracle Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen. Put this on your Oracle Hall of Fame playlist. And when people ask, we will tell them that Zool is on the Hall of Fame. Adepts trying to hold their own here against these Marines. Widow Mines firing, lifting the tanks that have made it to the front here as well. Phoenix taking out the Liberators, and the Marines are now going direct against the Adepts, but is it going to be enough? There are too many Marines here. The tanks have to get lifted down. One's left with 7 hit points, is still alive. Went for it, couldn't quite do it. Did kind of put some cracks in it. Some cracks in that contain, but not strong enough. Not strong enough as it turns on out. All right, barracks factory here with a tank here for the uThermal. For the uThermal, we've got Resonating Glaives on the way from ShoWTimE as well, and everybody looking good here in Protoss land, except for losing that third base, and he still hasn't been able to take the third base. This is such bad news. The only not bad news, are you still 30 kills for Zool now? 30 kills, finally building a missile turret. uThermal's like, you know what? Maybe I should stop losing all my workers to this Oracle. How does that sound? 31 dead SCVs. It's 51 to 37 total harvesters. ShoWTimE has the lead, but again, he's on 2 base. And approaching the 10-minute mark where you start getting mined out. One behind Dark Shrine from ShoWTimE, making a Dark Shrine inside his main. Phoenix flying on out. Perhaps Phoenix will have some better luck for killing things. Unfortunately, there's a missile turret here now inside the natural base, and inside the main base, there's one finishing right about now. Bloop, finding some stuff to kill her at the third again. Missile turret present. Maybe killed some mules. I don't actually know. Missile turret doing some more stuff. Killing SCVs. Just trying to stay in this game through murdering stuff. Which is actually a pretty good way to stay in the game, is to try to murder stuff in StarCraft 2. It is recommended by 8 out of 10 doctors. Adepts shading on top of these tanks and these Marines, and they're going to get it here. Tank gone. Trying to pick up and retreat as uThermal, and doesn't really work out super well. Pick up and attack, actually. Photon overcharge does kill that medevac. Had a couple Marines inside, nothing too big there for uThermal. 118 to 79 total supply. ShoWTimE having a lead here. Can he get another medevac? No. Flew to the safety of the missile turret. That one didn't. That one did not. These Phoenix have been super duper effective. They're still sitting here like they own the place in uThermal's base. Okay, now they're pulling back. The rest of the army is coming. Again, we have a small window where this is viable, ShoWTimE. You can go Adept Phoenix until about the 11 or 12-minute mark. Past that point, it gets super duper hard. There are already tanks out for uThermal as well. Oh, good heavens to Betsy. There's the Revelation thrown down by our hero Oracle, whose name is Zool. Double expanding is ShoWTimE behind this to the third base location and to a fourth up along this left side. Big old wall of supply depots and bunkers protecting this third base. uThermal is actually turtling a little bit, which is good for ShoWTimE. He wants to expand twice anyway. So if he can do that without worrying about uThermal coming out anytime soon, he will accept that. That's what he will do. Look at this placement on the missile turret. Can hit these Phoenix exactly where he wants them to be. Exactly where he wants to keep them away from here. Marines chasing them around, missile turrets chasing around as well, and the Adepts decide to go on back home. So the Phoenix are just going to try to kill what they can, lose some of their numbers, sure. Totally understand that. And by some of the numbers, I mean they've lost 3. But more numbers are going to go down here, forced to fight. Good surround by uThermal with Marines on the left side and the right side. Ah, so many shots. So many shots there. Losing 7. Phoenix. Ugh. Bummer. Bummer there for the ShoWTimE. Here we go. Robotics Bay, Robotics Facility. We're going for the Colossus again. Out of ShoWTimE. We've got a Robotics, yes, Robotics Bay. I already said that one, but a War Prism is on the way out of the Robotics Facility for ShoWTimE, possibly for some of them special tactics. Revelation being thrown down by the Oracle. That's pretty much all the Oracle is asked to do at this point, is do the Revelation now that there is actually anti-air in the mineral lines. Charge on the way from ShoWTimE as well. Oh, we are going to see some Zealots. See, you guys, I told you. I told you Zealots show up in games from time to time. Because they do. Check it out. Charge. Charge on the way. Okay, technically there are no Zealots yet. But we will see some. We will see some, I can promise. I will promise that. Warp Prism moving up here. Going to do an Adept Warp in, possibly warp in a ton of Zealots. Here at this natural base, again, there's only anti-air. There's no anti-ground. At that third base, still not moving out is uThermal. He's still worried about all the stuff that he's lost. 43 SCVs lost. But you know what? That's a lot of dead stuff out of ShoWTimE as well. 9. And it's only 60 to 61 harvesters. So fourth base under assault by a small drop of Marines with medevacs. That's doing all right. It's doing A-OK here. Stalkers and Adepts trying to hold their own, and they do manage to force the uThermal away. Warp Prism, time to go. There it is. Warp Prism now moving in. Going to stay out of the range of the missile turret, as you do. Okay, just kidding. Don't get out of there at all. And Adepts just trying to kill this this missile turret here, but Marines respond, and they can't quite get it. Another attack of Marines here into this third base of uThermal. Goodbye, probes. Goodbye, probes, ladies and gentlemen. And the third base is under assault once again here. What is going on? Photon Overcharge does chase it away again. Here we go, dropping back into the fourth base of ShoWTimE up along this left side. And again, Stalkers and Adepts trying to shoo it away. Some more probes do end up getting killed. 19 have been destroyed so far. And look who has the lead. uThermal's up 58 to 54 total harvesters today. So it's 3 base versus 4 base, about the same worker count. So ShoWTimE's got to be feeling pretty good about himself that way. His Colossus count is starting to increase. He's moving his idle probes from his main base to other places where they can actually do some good, probably at the 4th, although still leaving 2 probes here. Come on, probes, get to work. You probes, nobody likes your style when you're just hanging out doing absolutely nothing. Warp Prism, no. Warp Prism tries to come into this natural base of uThermals, gets shooed away by all the Marines who, we've seen this show before. We don't like it very much. We don't like it. +1 vehicle weapons being researched by uThermal. Getting Immortals is ShoWTimE. I like Immortals. I do like Immortals when your opponent's not too Marine heavy. Marines, again, sneak it into this third base, killing another couple probes. Another couple probes. They just keep coming around this angle. A couple cannons would stop this, right? You can't attack with 4 Marines when there's cannons. And everything gets blown out of the sky by Photon Overcharge and some Phoenix. Get rid of that medevac. Big attack, though. uThermal, it's time to go. Says uThermal. Bunch of Marines. He has, how many Marines? 74 Marines. He has brought a lot of tanks. 13 tanks as well, and a Viking. Against Colossus. Again, our range here is 13 on siege tanks. Colossus is 9. So, yeah, tanks are going to win that. Tanks are not a bad idea against Colossus, actually. So, good job. Good job to him. Adepts trying to do stuff with the natural base of uThermal, getting shut out as well. Have killed 6 SCVs in the process, though. Production tab shows Archons. Archons coming up. And Immortals, again, do pretty good against tanks because of that that additional shield that they have. Used to be better. Used to be better when they could take like a minimum amount of damage per shot, which means they were really good against tanks because tanks hit a lot and not very frequently. This is bad. This is bad for ShoWTimE. His third base might fall once again here. The Zealots with charge. Do you want to go into this? It just looks like a meat grinder is the problem. Archons trying to kill these Marines and save the third. They save the third. They save the third base. +3/+3 on the way for uThermal's biological units. Again, tanks firing on whatever it is. And here we go. ShoWTimE waltzing into this situation here. Colossus burning everything down at the same time. And can we get it if we're ShoWTimE? No. Forced him back. Forced him back there. Where did I lose my thing? There it is. Done that for a while. It was a pretty big battle. Tanks killing an assimilator. ShoWTimE's trying to replant here at the third base at the same time. This is just... this is edgier seat stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. More Immortals in production here for the ShoWTimE. Got the Marines, the +2/+2 Marines. Got the tanks with the +1 attack. Revelation being thrown down by this Oracle all over the place. And this is like, I need all of my screen for this, you guys. I need every inch of the screen to see all the action that's going in. The third base is being hit by a tank. It is being directly damaged here. Now, single Zealot tries to waltz over and gets killed in the process. His charge didn't even engage before he died there. uThermal's being very patient. Got a fourth base of his own along the right side. of the map as opposed to the fourth base of ShoWTimE's, which is on that left side. And here we go, going again. Colossus, 4 Colossus here, trying to kill all of this bio stuff. The tanks are getting hit directly by Archons. Zealot trying to get on top of the tanks as well. That is generally what they are used for. Marines up this left side trying to kill a Colossus. Can't quite do it. And look at this. Look who broke it. It is ShoWTimE. Tanks are generally gone. I don't know. Colossus 16 kills. Colossus 10 kills. Amazing stuff. Are those the only 2 remaining, though? Wow, yeah, he ended up losing... How many Colossus there? 2. 2 Colossus there. That's not cheap. That is not cheap. So we're 4 base to 4 base, 52 to 50 Harvesters. uThermal has a small lead on ShoWTimE, but this is, man, this is as close as you can get. All right, small drop from uThermal. Straight up Marines, waiting for that +3/+3 to finish, I think. As we can see, it's about 10 seconds away on that right side. Gonna try to come on down and try to take down this 4th base of ShoWTimE's, but there are 2 Colossus and an Immortal and a Zealot and an Archon here, so I don't think that's going to be super duper useful, as it turns out, but I'm going to try it anyway. uThermal's got +3/+3 Marines. He's very, very proud of them, but oh my goodness. Colossus does get killed. Oh, the micro's non-existent for ShoWTimE. They pick up the Colossus. Everybody dies but 2 of the Marines, and they all retreat. Big old, fairly big drop here of tanks and Marines. In the natural base of ShoWTimE, Photon Overcharge is up. Zealots on top of this as well. Can they cancel the +2 armor, though, at this forge? It looks like they might be able to. Zealots trying to hold their own. Marine, I don't think the Marine has enough DPS to kill this +3/+3. Or the Mothership core doesn't have enough DPS. Oh, they pick off a Colossus there. Oh, that's sad. There's not enough DPS on a Mothership core to kill being healed Marines with +3/+3. The probes try to come here at the same time. No, that's absolutely not going to happen. Another Colossus does pop out. That has enough DPS to do it. But the tanks are really good against the Colossus as well. And take one more shot. No, not one more shot. Colossus saves the day with 4 kills. But it does pause this +2 armor upgrade for ShoWTimE. He needs to get another pylon there pronto, and he does. And he does. So it's 120 to 97 total supply. uThermal has a lead. He's got his Marines. He's got his tanks. He's got his SCVs here at the exact same time. It's going to be a fairly ground-heavy army for ShoWTimE here. He's got Zealots with +2 in charge, and he's got Stalkers, couple Immortals, couple Archons, and a Colossus here trying to do this thing, trying to make sure uThermal never gets to that all-important 5th base on this map. It's just everybody's here nice and safe in this 5th base. When you have to expand beyond that, it gets a little bit dicey, as it turns out here. Another drop coming from uThermal, unloaded to deal with something, and that does tell ShoWTimE there's stuff coming, so he warps in a couple of Adepts. He does have a Mothership core, doesn't he? I feel like he does. Here we go. Marines at the 4th base of ShoWTimE for the 8th time this game. Oh, the drop play has been so stinking good. Photon Overcharge is up. Pylon getting focused down by the Marines, though. Adepts coming in to try to deal with them at the same time. Marines dropping here at the natural base. Again, where did these units go? I don't know where they went. They're going to kill this Pylon and cancel the forge. Pausing the forge. Pausing the forge again. Coming into the 4th base of uThermal is the Protoss army. Got his Archons. Got his Colossus, but here comes the response. Tanks and Marines coming from the top left side to the right side. ShoWTimE just can't handle the sheer firepower of these tanks, doing 75 damage versus armored. Guess what's armored? Colossus. Guess what's armored? Sentry. Nope, not Sentry. Guess what's armored? Immortal and Stalker trying to get out of here, but taking tank fire at the same time. Is he going for it? He going for it, man. Archon's in the front. Archon's absorbing some pretty good damage. They're good at tanks this way. Good at tanking this way. Immortal trying to focus down the tanks, but too many Marines. Too many Marines losing that Colossus, and that is it. A good game out of ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is defeated, and uThermal is victorious. Whew, that was an intense game. uThermal, man, non-stop. Wait, what did I just do? Why did I just do that? Thermal 2, ShoWTimE 1. There we go. Best of 3. Yeah, I mean, uThermal dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. He lost 6 medevacs in the process, 205 Marines, 9 Archons died, 5 Colossus died, resources lost here, 29,000, 30, that's actually 30,000 lost for ShoWTimE compared to 23,000 lost for uThermal. Just efficient, man. Just cost efficient. Got those upgrades up. Saw the Colossus. Went for tanks this time. Went for tanks instead of the Vikings. I think it worked out. I think it worked out pretty darn well for him. So congratulations to uThermal getting the win, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.